Okay, gentlemen, hello. So we have just over 3 hours until the abnormals will be appearing on the Steam market. We have 5 abnormals, we have 4 skins, and we have the rabbit mask. Let's start off with figuring out a price for this rabbit mask here. So it's in the store right now, selling for $6.49. It is a new item. So by default, it is abnormal. This is routine. This is normal. We know how this works. So the price that we're going to want to offer for this is probably not going to be too high. All of the recent mask skins that we've had, not skins, but yeah, but they're skins of each other. So basically, what I'm saying is they all have the same stats. They're not special. They only just have different appearances and whatnot. These two most recently came out in 2022 and 2021, and they had a couple thousand sales each. And at their lowest point, they were selling for below $2. All right. Now, SCMM cannot track every single one of these that have been bought, but we could take a good guess and assume that this has had a few thousand sales, much like these two as well. Which would then lead me to believe that there's a very good chance that we're only going to see buy orders going up to about $2, because we all know that the price of this is going to end up going all the way down to about $2. So, yeah, the price of this I'm going to suggest to you, if you want to play it super safe, $1 and $2. That's it. That's it. Now, if you do offer $2, you very likely will be buying these at some point over the course of this year. When we go through bad times, when a major CS:GO content update happens, wouldn't be surprised if tons of Rust skins go down in price, and of course, we also see the likes of items go down in price, especially out of season items. So, yeah. Be prepared for something like that happening at some point in the future, but eventually, when it's Lunar New Year skins, when it's Lunar New Year all over again, these tend to go up a little bit. So whilst these at their lowest point were going for about $1.80 each, they did spike up to almost $3 each just a couple days ago. So yeah, that should be okay. I'm sure you understand it now. So Rabbit Mask, you only really want to offer up to around $2. But $1.50 probably is a lot more safer and efficient, and yeah, you get the idea. Alright, so now we can talk about the skins. We're going to start off with the large rabbit box. So this is the best selling skin of this week, and well, it looks very cool. It's got some very nice translucent glow in the dark visuals. You can see all the fireworks in here and whatnot. So in terms of, is it very gimmicky for Lunar New Year? Technically speaking, yes it is. However, I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. It's not like super in-your-face gimmicky like Christmas and Halloween skins. That right there, I think a lot of people would appreciate throughout the year, regardless. So, what's the best thing that we could do? I did try to compare this with some previous Lunar New Year skins that have come out the year before and the year before that. But the problem is those other ones didn't glow in the dark and they had very high amounts of sales. This has had almost 25,000 sales. So I guess you could say the exact same thing with this. But I do look at this and I do think that is a level above those other two. So what's the best thing that we could probably do? Maybe we could compare it to the likes of the Ghost Pumpkin large box, which did suffer because it was a Halloween skin. The very second it wasn't Halloween anymore, this did go below its restore price. But since then, during the good times, it jumped back up in price. Now it's selling for 39% in the positive. So I guess you could look at something like that. But then this had 15,000 sales, so there's less of them in circulation, and right now there's only 54 of them on the Steam market. So maybe we scroll down just a little bit more. Can we see something like, I was about to say something like Easter carrot storage and Valentine's box. Both of these were gimmicked for, Easter and Valentine's. This one flourished very nicely. This one did very nice, fairly nice numbers at $1.99. And as time went on throughout the year, we did see it do very nicely. It went down a bit when bad times happened. It jumped up very nicely during the good times as we entered August time. It did go back down again, but not as bad as it did back in May time. And since early November, late October. It just went up and up and up, and it's in demand. People like it. Valentine's is just 2 weeks away, so this is now steering ever so closer, higher and higher, higher up on price. And well, it's like it's well it's well above its rust ore price from way back then. It's very likely to go above $4, is what I was trying to say. So you must understand that holiday-themed skins do bounce up very nicely when loads of people are playing and when prices are good, when we're in the good times. So when times are bad, not going to be surprised in the slightest that this will be below its rust ore price. So my answer to this would be, maybe the best option to do would be between $1.20 to $1.70 or $1.80. I do expect this to go below its rust ore price, but I don't expect it to go that far down in price. It's a cool looking skin. We looked at it in the Saturday. We looked at it at night and during the day in our Saturday skin showcase. It's a very nice looking large box. I feel like as time goes on, people will be enjoying and using this and whatnot. So all good, all good. All right, now we've got the Lunar Locker Rabbit. So this is selling for $2.49 as well as that one, and we don't see that many locker skins, do we? Now, last year, the Outer Planets locker ended a 2-year drought where we finally got a new locker skin, and then we ended up getting one for Halloween, and now we got one for Lunar New Year. But the one positive that I can immediately point out with this one compared to these two is that this has only had just around 23,000 sales. Outer Planets had 33,000 sales, Witch Altar Locker had 37,000 sales. So immediately you realise this has had a lot less sales. But that's good, because in theory, that means a lot less people bought these in excess. A lot less people bought these with the pure intent to sell. So remember, the constant thing that we have to care about is demand versus quantity. And if they're equal, prices tend to go up nicely as time goes on. If there's more demand than quantity, prices go up very quickly. And if there's far too much quantity compared to demand, we tend to see the skin gradually go down in price more and more and more. It's oversaturated. Far too many of them are in the Steam market. Far too many of them on third-party sites. It struggles, it dies. So, that Lunar Locker Rabbit right there looks very nice in game. Very nice glow-in-the-dark. But we have to make considerations in terms of what will happen when bad times happen. What will happen in regards to, well, right now, it's still very good times to sell. But, like, what am I trying to say? I'm still expecting prices to start suffering as we get to, at some point in February, I expect it. But we do have a big update expected for the beginning of February, but I'm not 100% sure people are going to stick around. Now, I am very surprised to see so many people sticking around throughout January. That's very nice to see. But how long will this last? At the very least, I expect when we have the next CSGO major in May time, at the very least, that is when we see prices to become really bad again. All right. Now, it might drop before then. That could happen. But what I'm saying is at the very least, around May time, we will see our rust skins go down again. And this right here, with the amount that I've sold, it's still quite a high number. I should point that out to you. It's a matter of, do people like the design of this and will they want it in their base? And I sit here and say, I could definitely see people really liking the design of this, really enjoying, I was about to say the vibe, but that just looks cool. Michael and CD did a very good job of this skin, and the glow-in-the-dark, only cooler. The fact that it looks as if the lanterns are lit at night time. So I do get a feeling that this is going to be maybe the go-to locker skin for a while. You know, we've had the likes of Outer Planets and Witch Locker being the cheap options for the past few months. I'm sure those people that have owned them are bored of them. They want to try the next new cool thing. So I, at the very least, am optimistic with this. And there's one thing that I want to do one more time. It's to take a look at the likes of the Outer Planets locker. So what I want to do is I want to go see when it came out. And I want to click it, and I want to see what its highest point was and what its lowest point was. So I click this, and I can see that information right here. So if you just look to left, scroll down, its lowest point was $1. Now, I believe that was glitched. I do believe that was glitched. So what we can kind of realise, and we'll go to here as well, is this didn't go down in price that badly in terms of, well, its lowest point at the very end of October was around $1.50, right? This had a lot more sales compared to the Lunar New Year locker, but this right here, it had the demand because for a long time it was one of the only cheap options that we had. And that means, in my head, in theory, I believe we should probably offer at the very least maybe $1.40, and we could probably go all the way up to about $2, depending how confident you are that this is going to be in demand and gradually rising in price as time goes on. Here's the other problem though. Are we going to start seeing more locker skins appearing this year? So, as I mentioned, there's like a 2-year gap between the most recent. So, here we are. I think the most recent one was. We had Toxic Locker, then we had no locker skin for about 2 years, then we got Outer Planets, right? But since then, we've had 2 more. So, we've been seeing a lot more locker skins in comparison to that 2-year gap in between here. However, that's only 3 skins altogether. That's hardly anything. And, these 2 still did perfectly fine. So, you never know. That's the point I want to point out. That's the very thing that I want to point out to you. We don't know what Face Punch might turn around and do this year, but there's a very good chance that they might add loads of locker skins, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to be alright. So yeah, I think $1.40 to $2 is probably the best thing to do in regards to a buy order tonight. That locker right there, I think is going to do very nicely. Okay, that's all good. Okay. Now we got this Lunar Rabbit Fortunes Gate. And this is where I really, 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 really do need to sit down and think about this. Because, as I said to Zed Skipper, to Dark Schneider, when we did a Saturday Skin Showcase, this garage door is a work of art. It's beautiful. One of the best door skins that we have in the game. Both in terms of design, in theme, and flavour. Perfect. Now, it's not... And you might laugh at me when I say this, but it's not too gimmicky for Lunar New Year. I would more attribute this to being like an East Asian architecture design. And when you kind of respect that answer, you would probably understand that a lot of people would look at that and think, I definitely want to have that in my base. That looks really cool. And I wouldn't be surprised if this, at the very least, holds close to its price for a long time and then gradually goes up in price very nicely in the long term. And one skin that did exactly that was last year's garage door skin. So if we could just quickly go check on that. Last year we had Duck's Lunar New Year neon sign thing. You'll see it in a second. You've already seen it, I'm sure. Tiger garage door. That's it. So if we could just go to the market for you. Right, here we are. So, yeah, this sold 32,000, estimated 32,000 sales. This Fortune's Gate, so far, has about 10,000 less. So, let's go see how this progressed throughout the year. So, over the course of 12 months, it came out to around $5, as in the first sales. Immediately went down to about $3. And then just gradually just kept going up and 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 up to a very high price of around $6 in April time. But then the CSGO major tournament started, so it went down in price. Bad times happened. It jumped up a little bit, and it went down again. Towards the end of October, this was selling for around $3.50 almost, the price it sold for in the Rust store. And then since then, it's just been going up and up and up and up and up and up. Right now, I do believe this is selling for $6. And its all-time high was about $7 just a couple of weeks ago. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a very similar pattern with this garage door. And honestly, you probably could be alright with just doing some buy orders in this, in terms of, you're probably sitting there and thinking, Hedge, should I buy this? Well, I mean, for all of these skins that we're about to see appearing in about 3 hours' time, we should do our buy orders first, then consider making the purchase. And honestly, if you take into what we just saw with last year's Tiger Garage Door, there's a very good chance that you could buy these for maybe $3 maybe? No, even less. You could probably... No, I think $3. I think we could go up to $3 on this one. Now, that would be quite aggressive. If you want to play it a bit more safer, you could offer between $2 to $2.50, but I reckon you could be alright, perfectly fine to go all the way up to $3. Now, in terms of should I go even higher, it's up to you. Remember, the more aggressive you are with offering more money, you are going to be more likely to succeed in buying them. But if we do see a crash, if Ruskins do go down and these go down, you're going to be the person that's going to end up probably buying all of your buy orders at the higher price. But as time goes on, will this flourish? In the long term, will this be totally fine? I am expecting it to do perfectly fine. If I'm going to sit here in 12 months' time and look at that again, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if it's above $4. That's what I'm saying. So everything kind of seems to be alright. It doesn't have too many sales, so I don't expect too many to be appearing on third-party sites and on the Steam market. It's a great looking skin. I don't think there's going to be many skins that come out this year that will top that in terms of design and just appearance. It's great. Dark Schneider, Zskipper, you did a great job. So yeah, $2 to $2.50 if you want to play it safe. $3 to be more aggressive, but you can go higher if you really want to. So, yeah, those are the options. Now we have the small rabbit box. So, small rabbit box is pretty much the exact same thing as the other boxes. I don't want to sound mean, Samota, but yeah. But they aren't like super flashy. They aren't glow in the dark. But the small tiger box still did very nicely over the course of the year. Now, why am I referencing this? Because it literally came out last year and it's literally almost the exact same thing. So I click this and all I need to do is just go see how it performed in the past year, and well, it pretty much held its price throughout the whole year. Didn't go up in price that much, didn't go down in price that much, but only now did it double in price from its Rustore price. So if you're going to sit there and say, right, should I buy that? I will sit here and say you can buy it, but you probably won't make any good money until next year. It's basically the answer. If you had to buy something that would be, that I would say I'm super confident it at the very least will hold its value, it would be that small rabbit box. It's not too flashy, not too insane, but people like it, people do use it. So yeah, the boxes, I mean. Maybe they don't want to buy this one because they already have the tiger box from the previous year. You never know. But I wouldn't be surprised if it pretty much essentially just follows how this performed. Now, I don't reference this because this came out during offline TV era and it had over almost 31,000 sales. So we don't care about this one too much. It's barely above its Rustore price for a reason. Too many. So, yeah, that's basically it. We talked about all of the abnormals. Did everybody keep track of those prices? So once again, $1.20 to $1.80, $1.40 to $2, $2 to $3. You could do with this right here. I reckon we could probably go up to about... You know what we could do? We could go quickly find out what the cheapest boxes are. And the cheapest box right now is... Oh, it's literally that. It's literally that. Guys, small box skins don't really go down in price that badly. And that one right there, I really don't think it's going to go down that badly either. Now I've got the hiccups for some reason, and now I don't. Don't know why. Basically of that, I think we could easily do a $1 buy order. We could probably push it and go all the way up to about $1.20, $1.30. So at the very least, $1 should be fine, but $1 to $1.30 would be what I suggest with this. And of course, with the rabbit mask, you want to go between $1 and $2. I don't expect it to do very nicely. I reckon when we're out of season and when we go through bad times, this will suffer, much like the tiger mask, much like the ox mask. All good? Splendid. Right, so that's it. So I guess it's now a matter of we just need to snap my fingers and skip to the future. So... Alright, just a couple of seconds to go and here we are. It's now midnight. Every time. There we are. Perfection, da 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 da, perfection, ba da 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 da. Right, what did I say? 1.1. Yeah, we'll do that. Trying to remember it in my currency, that's the question. So, yeah, we're going to do 0.88 and we'll do 66. Yeah, that'll be fine. With this, yeah, I'm going to do 0.9. No, we'll do 0.87 and we'll do 55. And then over to here, Well, I expect you to hold your value for a long time. We're going to do 8.82. And, you know what? I might do 7.8. And I might request 50. No, I think I'll do 0.8. Alright, so those were the quick buy orders there. And we'll do the rest in the meantime. And then we'll skip ahead for now. So, skipping ahead. Right then, guys, so it's been about 7 minutes. We've done all our buy orders, all 4 skins and 1 item, because the rabbit mask is, well, you get the idea. So anyway, we have the Lunar Rabbit's Fortunes Gate right in front of me at the moment, and we see a lot of buy orders, and yes, the guy that keeps doing ridiculous requests is here, 750, and he doesn't seem to have his other friend. He's always doing $1.20. He's always doing $1.20. That's something I've noticed. Regardless, I think he's offered too low. It's too low. You're not going to see this sell for below $1 that much. But yeah, get a good look at all of this buy order support. It's going all the way up to about $3. Now you're going to sit there and say, right, so is it a good idea to buy this? At the moment, you could just do the highest buy order. And I wouldn't be surprised if you pick it up. What I'm saying is, you could put down a $3.50 buy order, and that's probably going to work out very nicely for you over the course of the next 12 months. So what I'm saying is, this is a $4 garage door, and it's definitely going to take some time for this to really go up in price, really become a nice profit, a worthy profit. But yeah, looking at that and seeing how the Tiger garage door suffered during certain parts of the past year in 2022, would not be surprised if this goes below that $4 price. Would not be surprised if the highest buy orders end up receiving those skins. But remember, in the long term, you will potentially sell this for a much higher price. I expect it. I do expect it. So what I'm going to sit here and say is, right now, in about 12 hours time, right, if it doesn't have any more support going above $3 here, you're much better off just doing a $3.50 buy order. You could pick these up for 50 cents cheaper, and as time goes on, you'd sell them and make a much better profit, wouldn't you? So that would be my approach. I am considering doing it myself, but I'll just see how it plays out. You know, I've already bought 15 of these, but that's because everybody in my Twitch streams requested them. If you earn 100,000 channel points, you can ask for any skin in the Rust store. Oh, that was a mistake. Anyway, tempered garage door was much worse. So, all right. So, yep, this is looking to be perfectly comfortable, but it doesn't look like it's going to be holding up that value when times get bad. So, if you want to fish for one when times are bad, $3.30, $3.50, you got loads of room there to easily be the one that picks them up for cheaper. Now we're going to move on to the Lunar Locker Rabbit. This is a $2.49 skin, and the buy orders are going all the way up to $2.30. Guys, this is the skin that looks like it's going to be holding up its value. This is looking like the skin that you might want to consider buying. In terms of sales, it wasn't a ridiculous amount compared to the most recent ones that have come out, the locker skins. We do have the ridiculous $1.20 bandit here, requesting 900, and then he's got his little friend here. On this one, he wasn't on the other skin, was he? But he's here with 400. So these two buy orders here, I think they're fake. I don't know what's going on, but they seem to be bots, is my answer. They seem to be bots. Regardless, this right here, at the moment, with a $2.30 buy order price right there, a very strong buy order amount, like all of that quantity there, looking very strong. This is looking to be like the skin that you might want to purchase tomorrow. Now, remember what I said, what happens if we potentially see loads of locker skins appearing this year? Well, this would suffer. Yes, that would suffer. But I don't think loads of people are going to be trying to make locker skins. As far as I'm aware, they're not enjoyable to make skins for. So we got that at least. So a little bit of potential positivity there. We do have that. So at the moment, as of tomorrow, if this only gets stronger, it's looking like a perfectly fine thing to actually make some purchases for. So wait another 12 hours, take a look at the Steam market. If this has more support and whatnot, yeah, I would consider buying some. Now we have the large rabbit box. This is also $2.49. Bulk the buy orders. Well, we don't have that $1.20 guy here, do we? It might be this one here, though. $4.50. Seems to be half of 900, doesn't it? But anyway, doesn't have as many buy orders. It does look good, but it's just not got the demand, or rather, it does not have as much demand as this. So, Um, as I said, in the long term, I still think this large box would be totally fine. We saw some other holiday themed boxes, and they turned out alright when times were good. So you just got to understand, when times are bad, when prices go down, of course, you're very likely going to pick these up for a cheap price. Hold on to them, give it a couple months, suddenly you're selling them for double the price. Simple as that. That did happen for many skins. At the end of October, loads of skins were cheap. By the end of December, loads of skins were expensive. It's just the way it is. So we will expect, after post-Christmas, a bit of a dip, and then we'll see another potential rise. And that very likely might happen around summertime. We didn't see it that very good last in 2022, but it might happen. We would expect it at the very least. So yeah, at the moment, this isn't looking like a skin I'd want to purchase. But if I were you, if you really wanted to buy these, you could sit here right now and do a $2 buy order, $2.10 buy order, get them for about 30 or 40 cents cheaper. Yeah, so that is an option for you, because I know when times are bad, this is likely going to be selling to the highest buy order. It's going to go down, 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 down. Okay. Now we have the rabbit mask. So the reason why I have it all the way down here is because I knew the prices weren't going to hold. And CSGO depot. Okay, we've got to hurry up with this because it looks like we have a DPR update. So yeah, this as I said, I fully expect it. Oh look, he's back again. I fully expect this to. I've got to run over to CSGO in a second. My apologies. Okay, so yeah, everyone's screaming. I only choked a little bit. Yes, this doesn't look like it's going to hold its value. I wouldn't be surprised if all of this disappears and it's going to end up at around $1.50 at some point. So yeah, bulk of the buy orders all around $1.50. It's inevitable. It happened to the previous ones. We've seen it all happen before. So yeah. Then we've got the small rabbit box, and as expected, bulk of the buy orders around $1, then slightly above $1. So yeah, that's just the way that is. Yeah, so it's going to very likely at least hold its value, not really go up that much in price, not really go down in price that much. It looks fine. It looks fine. Okay? So, yeah. The only thing I'm considering actually buying is the Lunar Locker Rabbit. So, we'll talk more about the other skins in a bit. I'm just going to click my fingers again because I need to see what's going on with CSGO. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, we'll talk about the skins in terms of the ones that will be on the market when the roster rotation happens tomorrow. So, right, full salam. Valve is just treating us like, well, yeah, localization and a whole bunch of nothing. Yep, wonderful. Yep. So, at least I have Rust to warm my heart and keep me happy. And tomorrow, when the Rust store rotates, we have free skins that are going to be marketable tomorrow. We have the Year of the Rabbit Furnace, the Satchel Charge, and the AK. And I'll be honest with you, the only one skin that's got a bit of a challenge to figure out what price it's going to end up at is the Furnace. Satchel Charges are not looking pretty good. So remember, you just saw what I did there. I got all my links just by using scmem.app. So scmem.app store, I click the marketplace link, I've got the link. It's all nice and good. So right here, we need to talk about satchel charges. Satchel charges are in a weird position. Satchel charges, when it's not during the good times, let's go by lowest price, they get cheap. They get really, 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 really cheap. Take, for example, Secret Recipe Satchel Charge, which came out towards the end of September. Let's just go take a look and see how that performed. For the longest time, throughout all of October into November, right, it was selling for 60 cents. This was a 99-cent skin, and it sold for 60 cents. Only now has it gone up in price, slightly above its rust store price. Selling for $1. This right here, also selling for $1. We also have the delivery satchel right here, 19,000 sales. I click that, we'll go see its history. How low did it go? And well, yep, now you see the state of satchel charge skins. So yeah, it's because of the satchel charge. Why would you want to skin a satchel charge? Do you get what I mean? So at its lowest point here, it was selling for 60 cents. For the majority of time, it was selling between 60 to 70 cents. But its lowest point was right here around 60 cents. So yeah. If you think, oh yeah, that's going to make me money, no. You're going to have to wait a long time for you just to be able to sell it to get some of your money back. You know, not all of it, some. So that's not looking very good, is it? So that right there is looking to be a 50 to 60 cent buy order, and I'm not kidding. Yeah. Now, the other easy one to quickly figure out is the AK, because it's an AK. It's not because of the skin, it's because it's an AK. That AK-47 right there is an AK-47, and unfortunately, how is the... Well, there you go. There you go. Well, Dead Souls are starting to get pumped up. That's what we've noticed. Dead Souls AK-47 is now being attacked. Do you see this guy that's requested 100 of them? That's the beginning of a pump of sorts. So yeah, this had no interest. Suddenly some guy jumps in and buys out a bunch of them, which you can see right there. So that's your typical buyout manipulation. Yeah, trying to make it more valuable than what it actually is, simply by buying out all the stock. But anyway, you see all of that? It's all in the red. Noir AK, Dragon Rage AK, Berserker AK, Skullkiller AK, and JPEG. They've held up quite nicely because they actually are part of collections that have armour and whatnot, so they do have a bit of a home. But all of these other skins, bleh, nobody cares, unfortunately. So the vast majority of AK skins, unfortunately, will end up in the red. Much like the Banger AR that only came out a few weeks ago. So that Year of the Rabbit AK, not going to survive. And you might sit there and say, but it's a cool looking Lunar New Year skin. Buddy, we literally had one last year. Tiger AR, down 47%. So yeah, it's the usual routine. It's an AK. I'm going to offer 70 to 90 cents. That's my answer. Around the price of metal. To the point where it's cheaper to buy this and turn it to metal, and then you could make some money or something. But yeah, you get the idea. 70 to 90 cents, 50 to 60 cents. Now we have this rabbit furnace. Now, this is actually technically part of a collection. New Year Ox Furnace, $4. Year of the Tiger Furnace, $2.57. This sold for $3. This sold for $1.99. This is selling for $1.49. 42,000 sales, 31,500 sales, just over for 23,000 sales. They all have a nice image. They all have nice imagery when they're turned on at night time. This imagery of the rabbit does look very nice. We saw it in the Saturday Skin Showcase. Pretty cool looking skin, but other than that, and this is something I have seen throughout the past year. I've seen this. All furnace skins go below their rust ore price. Yes, even though they're doing good now, all of these rust store skins, all of these furnace skins were below their rust ore price for a long time. And then eventually, when times are good, they all go up in price. Very nice. But this is what I've seen. So if you're going to sit there and say, oh, should I offer quite a high price? Honestly, I think you only want to offer around $1. $1. You could do 90 cents to $1.20 is what I'm going to say. But being honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this ends up going below its rust ore price. So be warned. And that's it. That's everything covered, I believe. Everything is nicely laid out. I've explained everything to you. And tomorrow we are going to be seeing, hopefully, some nice skin picks. Fingers crossed, clothing and armour. We have not seen any clothing and armour skins for a long time. I'm talking hoodie, pants, tier 2, tier 3. That's what I want. Where are they? Where's my Elite Crate tier 2? What tier 3 armour is going to get picked? There's like 4 interesting skins that might be picked out. There's Frog Cosplay, Apostate, there is... what's the other ones? I've already forgotten. What's the other ones? I literally had them and I've forgotten them. JPEG, Apostate, Frog Cosplay. There's another one. What's the other one, chat? Cybercode. Cybercode, that's it. Thank you very much. 4 genuinely interesting looking tier 3 armour pieces, but which one's going to be the one that gets picked? Watch Face Punch pick none of them. We also potentially might see some more Arctic protection skins being accepted, more burlap and whatnot, so that's something to keep an eye out for. And YouTube chat, there's one last thing I want to talk about. This is a talk about the Chinese lantern. So I actually expect this to get quite cheap, because it actually managed to hold its price quite nicely throughout all of this Lunar New Year. I wouldn't be surprised if some people right now are going to start selling to these highest buy orders, and this starts to go down in price a bit. One thing I mentioned before, and I'm going to mention it again, a very nice, comfy, perfectly fine way of making some decent profits is if you put down like a $2 buy order. But I don't think this is going to go down in price as much this year, because I've noticed it's still holding up quite strong. Right now you could get it for $2.49, but right there it's selling with the buy order there at $3.26. Surely some people noticed this and they bought some and they're going to instantly sell them to that to get some quick money. Maybe. But yeah, if this does start to go down in price, just put down a $2 buy order, hold on to them, because every year it always rises up back up in price. It gets released, gradually goes up in price, gets reintroduced, gradually goes up in price throughout the year, gets reintroduced, gradually goes up in price in the year. So yeah, for a long-term nice hold, Chinese lanterns are actually very good. Lots of people seem to like them. They do have demand, and they just gradually, comfortably, always rise up in price towards the end of the year. So that's that. So thank you everybody that watched. I hope you learned something. I appreciate you all for watching. But yeah, tomorrow, let's see what potentially gets picked, and let's see if these Lunar New Year skins hold their values. I'm looking at this a lot. I'm looking at that a lot. I'm looking at that a lot as well. So let's see how this all plays out. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Have a lovely Thursday, because you're going to want to watch this on Thursday. And hopefully you all make some lovely profits.